Thank you very much. So I have been a fan for a very long time, like for 20 years, that I've been watching, learning, listening to the teachings of
And here
Abraham.
today we had conversations that we've never had before, and you are more in a position of demonstrating your true power than ever before. And if you'd never heard anything before other than what you heard this day, this would be enough.
It's like waking up.
Yeah.
So in my experience of life, the Earth School experience is very hard. It's a lot of work. It's painful. It has amazing stuff, but it's a really hard job to get to a point of a high vibration, to get to a point of being receptive to the gifts.
So from what we're hearing from you now, you didn't hear anything we said today.
Well, correct. My question was...
It's irrelevant. Your question is irrelevant because you won't be able to hear the answer. Because you're starting from a flawed premise that just won't let it in. It's okay. Everybody does it. You're just doing it now. So, given what we've been talking about satisfaction, would you like to reword that question?
Yes.
Would you like to point it differently?
Yes.
Go ahead.
With recognition of blessings in the present, with recognition of the growth with which I find myself
with the benefit
now,
of all the contrast that I lived and all of the things that I've asked for, I now stand in a place of
reestablishing my identity from an aware, stronger space, from a position that's a bit numb, having been through so much reformation, that restarting the identity from a place of almost disconnect, moving forward.
What you're doing for us here, and we appreciate it so
Am I
much.
being thrown off stage?
It's okay.
Not
No,
yet.
It's all right. No, because this is an important conversation to have. But what you're demonstrating is that with what you've been living and your response to life and your evaluation of life, and you're trying to sort it out mentally, that you've come to some conclusions that are holding you, at least right now it's evidence, not in a place of satisfaction, but in a place of confusion and dissatisfaction and sort of an awareness that there are bad things that go on and that there was struggle and that we're suffering and all of that sort of thing. And so what you just expressed to us, which is accurate to the way that you're feeling, is a vibration. It has a lot of resistance within it, which is quite far from satisfaction. And so if we were to decide that we will stay for another hour or 2 or 3, and it would be all right, we would be able to reason with you and find the things that you wisely already know and come to some conclusions together that would move you up the emotional scale, and eventually you could be to a place of sort of vibrational neutrality where there wasn't a vibration of resistance going on, not a strong positive one either, but a vibration of neutrality where we could then begin to have a really meaningful conversation. And what you have demonstrated is that some people in this room that have been here today were far enough from satisfaction that they didn't hear a lot of what we said, and others who were closer to satisfaction heard a lot more of what we've said. So here's what we are submitting to you. Stay with us. This is going to make a lot of sense to you in just a minute. Rather than trying to convince you or even trying to understand as a group what it is you were meaning to say, rather than taking all of that time to do that, what we're suggesting is that you just go get something good to eat and have the best day that you can have today and get a good night's sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, all of that will be gone, so we won't have to work on it at all. And your propensity to satisfaction, it'll be right on your doorstep. Just for a few seconds, you'll have this fresh rebirth where your inner being is all about all of the things that you've accomplished and all of the things that you are. And if you will just reach in the morning for a little bit of satisfaction, it is our absolute knowing that you can find it. And you can find it faster in the morning just by expecting it to be there than if we spent 3 or 4 or 5 hours together unraveling the conversation that you just set into motion just now. Are you getting what we're talking about? Or if you wanted to, if you don't want to have to wait till a whole night's sleep and the whole next morning, you could meditate and quiet your mind. And in meditation, you could stop all thought. And when you stop all thought, you'd stop all resistance. And when you stop all resistance, your vibration rises. And when your vibration rises, you are in a place of satisfaction even before the momentum begins.
So much resistance that I wish I could just get rid of, but it's against the principles you're teaching of trying to get rid of it, rather open for positive.
What we want you to hear, and these are good words that you're offering, you can't get rid of anything, because when you try to get rid of it, you're pointing at it and it becomes more. The rabbit hole just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Esther demonstrated that to herself. She's been doing this for a long time. And she demonstrated it to herself and felt such ecstasy over the realization of something that she's known for a long time, but just demonstrated with such speed and clarity in her experience, you see. You're brighter than you know, and you're brighter than this moment in time is implying. And you know the conversation that we had earlier about what pile you're in, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, or a Catholic, or a Protestant, or black, or white, or male or female. And then we said to you, and you had a sort of paradigm shift in the understanding of it, that really we'd like to just scramble all of those piles together and now just call them one of two piles. The pile of satisfied or not satisfied is the pile of in alignment with who you are or not. And so that's what we want you to take away from this, because all of those people who have all of those things that they've been considering, and all of those platforms that they are standing on, and all of those things that they feel righteous about, and all of those things that they feel sure about, every single one of them, you know, this alignment is not like a college degree where once you accomplish it, it is yours forevermore. It either is or it isn't in the moment. That's all. And so nobody really has any great advantage over anybody else, because in this moment you have the power to lean toward satisfied or lean toward unsatisfied. You just do. It isn't complicated. It isn't as hard as you've been making out to be. It's as simple as we are explaining to you that it is, really. And so it won't take very many realizations that you have identified and isolated and maintained for a little bit some satisfaction. It won't take much of that before you're able to do it more and more and more and more and more. And then it won't be long before you will have not brought forward all of those, any of those, or some of those, or most of those beliefs that are in your way. And as you stop bringing them forward, they just become a non-vibrational player in your experience. We want to say so many things to you, so we're just going to give you an avalanche of them. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. And in fact, when you try, most of them misunderstand anyway. You don't have to explain anything to your inner being, because your inner being already understands you completely and adores you. You don't have to worry about getting it right, because you can't get it wrong. And you don't have to worry about getting it done, because you never will. You are an extension of source energy here to do exactly what you're doing. And it does not matter if you're having a step 1 moment, or whether you're aware of a step 2 moment, or whether you are having a step 3 moment. It doesn't matter, because there's no rightness or wrongness. It's not wrong to have step 1 moments. In fact, you were born to have them. We just want you to reach for more satisfaction, so that more of the things that you've been asking for, oh, if you could see your vortex, things that are piled up ready for you to just relax and let into your experience. You're the best person in this room that we could have brought as a summary at the end of this gathering. And you're not so different from a whole lot of other people. You're not so different. You're all trying too hard. You're all thinking too much. It's exhausting and impossible. You're not ever going to sort it out. But you could just find a reason to feel good and milk that for a little while, and then tap in to your inner being who does feel good. And then you know who has already sorted it out? Your inner being. And when those impulses start flowing into your experience, the sweet satisfaction of being in concert, of being blended with, of being in this moment extension of this pure energy that creates worlds. You didn't come to fix things that are broken. You didn't come to teach the world things that it needs to hear. You came for the exquisite sheer pleasure of finding pleasure, of finding alignment, of allowing the inspiration to flow through you. And you do it a whole lot more than this conversation implies. Now we're going to throw you out. You had a really good day, and you did a really good thing for yourself by sitting through the entire conversation about something that seems as simple as reaching for satisfaction. The anticipation we feel of what will unfold in your experiences over the next 2 or 3 days is inexplicable. We can't even describe to you. Esther could write 10 books tonight, and it wouldn't be enough to explain all of the things that you're going to be aware of in the next few days. You're going to be aware of these things. You're going to be aware that you are worthy and always have been. You're going to be aware that your inner being has your back. You're going to be aware that someone who has your back knows everything that matters to you. You're going to be aware that your capacity to endure satisfaction is expansive, and your ability to expand in your satisfaction is going to be something that really rocks your world. You're going to be aware that the people around you are thriving just because they're around you, and you're going to feel less inclination to explain to them whatever it is that they are doing. You're going to find yourself happy to just be quiet and let them be, while you happily let yourself be who you are, where in the newfound satisfaction, as you hold them as your object of attention, they benefit by the sheer gaze that you are providing as you hold them as your object of attention. We're not giving this information to you because we want you to improve the lives of anyone else. We're just saying to you, you're not going to be able to help it. We want you to be aware of the things that you're pointing at. And if you see something that is going wrong with your children that you think that you need to point out, like they're staying up too late, or they're not getting enough sleep, or they're spending too much time on their phone, just remember Esther and her screen and ask yourself, what are you pointing at? What are you pointing at? Are you pointing at the things that you want to shine a magnifying glass on? Or are you pointing at the things that you don't? Lastly, we want to say to you, life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. And when it isn't, something's off. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.